Well, hey everybody, so we just got a delivery of grain. The truck's still over there, hasn't quite left yet. It's been several years since I've actually had my automatic feeder set up, and we just brought it back to the farm. And all it is just, if you haven't seen some of the other videos, an old bed frame of a flatbed Toyota pickup, and then I put on these pressure-treated 4x4, well, they're 2x4s bolted together, and then just use some of our round log construction with a couple little lag bolts holding together. And it's sturdy enough for this, just to keep the barrels from falling over. The problem is that when they do the grain, there's a lot that gets dumped on the inside. Now, when these barrels get empty enough, the piglets are going to get to it. That's not really a big deal. But I don't like, one, having to stop and fill up these barrels, and then having to stop again and go over to the barn, fill up multiple feed bins. It's a pain in the ass. So my thought, just looking at this, one thing I could do, excuse me, sorry, didn't mean to scare you. Instead of having these barrels, and all these are 50-gallon pickle barrels, each one will hold about 300 pounds. So I get about 1,200 pounds of feed at once, in one spot, which is nice. But instead, maybe just getting rid of these barrels, and I don't know how I'd do it exactly. I guess have a piece of plywood come down at an angle down to the bottom, so it's just a couple inches above this feed tray, but go in there maybe 6 inches so the pigs can come and eat their feed. So it's a slanted piece of plywood, and then build it up, and then actually just have like a, I don't know, maybe a peaked roof with like a chimney of sorts, where they could actually come and put their blower, the auger, right in that feed chimney, just fill the whole thing up, maybe get 2 tons worth of feed right in one shot, right where they're going to be eating. So it's been probably 3 years, maybe. I think about 3 years since I've fed free choice. I did some experimenting a couple years ago, or the last couple years, doing a lot more limit feeding. But really, there's that growth period between weaning and 125 pounds-ish, the first 4 months, 5 months or so, where they're put on so much growth. You can really and more muscle than they are fat. The ratio is much better. So I really want to capitalize on that, and really I could use a break on the labor. So I figured, why not let them have free choice, go back to it for a while, and once they get big and it looks like they're starting to put on more fat, I'll go back to limit feeding, and then I'm just lugging buckets each day. And by then we'll be coming probably into springtime anyway. Temperatures are dropping, it's getting cold as hell out, so with the extra calories, maybe it costs a little more, but they certainly won't hurt them none. But yeah, just looking at this, it's almost the evolution of the feed bin / feeder. Now that we just got a new delivery, and it's a lot of waste. Every single time the bucket from the feed truck fills up, there's actually like a valve on the top, so grain goes flying out everywhere, and there's grain all over the ground. There's wasted feed everywhere. I know, it's not your fault. It's the feed trucks. So to fill it up once, and then it blows, and you gotta do that 4 times, is all that, whatever that feed comes out to, probably 15 pounds or so on the ground. And the same thing with the feed bins over at the house, or over the barn rather. Hello. So I want to minimize wastage, minimize labor. If this is set up right now, it's very labor intensive, so it's a pain in the ass for the guys delivering feed to come out here and take the lids off and do each individual barrel and try to back the truck up and get that the boom lined up exactly where it needs to go. So it really kind of need to be here when they're here, which is super inconvenient when they show up at 9 o'clock at night, because they're coming out of Canada and they've got a long ways to travel, and things happen. By having an automatic feeder, if I can modify this, one large grain bin that they also feed out of, I've eliminated all the labor of feed in the morning. I've eliminated all the labor having to handle all the bins, taking them off, and I've also removed myself from the equation. I don't even have to be here. I can call them up, order it, they can deliver it, I can wake up, and the pigs are fed. yeah, we get this store done. That's the next project. So that's it for now. Just want to show you guys that because it was kind of on my mind. We just get feed. These guys are super happy, but it might rain this afternoon, so I'm gonna get the tops back on and get a temporary roof over this structure, and then get back to the rest of the chores I've got going on. So thanks for watching, guys. See ya.